through the city while the spirits whisper low. Low new vibes in the air, got that magic on the floor. Prophet Lou on the mic, Hobo bringing in the fire. Dark secrets in the night, lighting souls to fly higher. With your candles burning bright, and the roots in the sack. We conjuring the real deal, never looking back. Back the bottle of the oil and the mojo bag tight. Like we talking about the hoodoo, we bringing truth to light. Like
Hoodoo and Haints, hey, we rock in the season. Spiritual journeys, you know what I mean. Hoodoo and Haints, hey, will never be changed. Hey, with the power of the roots, will never be the same.
Step into the shadow where the Haints come alive. Riches lurking deep. Yeah, you know we thrive. Got the stories of the lost, the spirits that remain. In the depths of the night, we embracing all the pain. Hobo's wit sharp as glass, in the tail feeling bold. With the beats and the rhymes, how the mysteries unfold. Old school traditions, capturing the hearts, breaking down the barriers, tearing lives apart.
Hoodoo and Haints, hey, we rock in the season. Spiritual journeys, you know what I mean. Hoodoo and Haints, hey, will never be changed. Hey, with the power of the roots, you'll never be the same.
So gather round, let's explore the night. With charms and the spells, we're embracing the light. From the dark to the dawn, we'll take you along. Listen close to the wisdom, it's where you belong.
Hoodoo and Haints, hey, we rock in the season. Spiritual journeys, you know what I mean. Hoodoo and Haints, hey, will never be changed. Hey, with the power of the roots, you'll never be the same.
Okay. So you are you here? Coco, you here?
I'm here.
Do you know
And I'm on time. Won't you do
Yes.
it?
Yeah. Do you know I pretty much like forgot that was gonna be the end of the theme song?
The explosion, that's always like the cue. Like, all right.
It caught me off guard, and I was just like, oh,
That's because you be busy over there bopping your head around, you know.
hey, it is. Listen, it is
The song
almost.
very much has like a 3-6 Mafia vibe to it. You know what I'm saying?
does.
It's very much giving old school 3-6 Mafia. I
Listen,
feel it.
our theme song is almost as good as that song I sent to you that you said I'm not allowed to play. That song I sent to you, Coco.
You are not allowed to play that.
Summertime.
You will be
Bop.
canceled. That would be the episode
Yo.
where they just like, well, she can be on here, but he can't.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Hoodoo and Haints podcast, where Coco is trying to sense on the day for freedom, on the day of freedom for us. You are trying to oppress me.
This is a one-day holiday. We need to be thinking long term. We need to be thinking big. Okay.
So, y'all, happy Juneteenth, everyone. Happy Juneteenth. We're free at last. Free at last.
Yeah. Happy Juneteenth.
I'm sitting here. I sent Coco a song that I swear, y'all, as the young folks say, it's a bop. As the young folks say.
It's a bop, right.
You know, and she is trying to
I'm
oppress
not
the
in
song.
agreement with the words. You know what I'm saying?
It is a song, family, of empowerment. It is a song of uplifting. I don't know which, but anyway, we're not going to talk about it because of Coco, it will never see the light of day.
Thank you.
Because of Coco.
Thanks.
But for only
We appreciate it.
But for only 10 super chats, I will
For 10 cents a day.
I will play it in Discord, but I'm not gonna play it. What's up, JoJo? I see you over there.
I'm surprised you haven't already played it in Discord.
You know why? I'm a little bit nervous. Wee bit nervous.
You should be.
I don't know why. Listen,
I wouldn't play it.
I played that song for my sister, and she was like, I was like, what? She's like, people be so mad. I'm like, why would they be mad at a song celebrating a group of people?
Because It's the fact that you had to single out that group of people. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get you canceled. Is that you're targeting them? Why you just can't
They
say
are not being targeted. They are being praised, and it is saying this is going to be your summer, ladies. Your summer. JoJo says, "I want to hear it now." See,
why can't
JoJo,
be, but why can't be the summer for all ladies? Why just that specific?
that's the only type of ladies that be walking around now. That's only
You better get us canceled for real. Nope.
that
I'm not doing
that's
this.
that's the only ladies in stock right now.
I'm not going to hell on Juneteenth.
Everybody else
Not
sold
going.
out. Everybody else sold out. Anyway, as y'all can see, we are everywhere right now. We are everywhere.
Clearly.
And I forgot to
Everywhere all at
activate the
once.
chat for Twitch. But we're live on Twitch too. But I forgot to activate their chat. I don't know why.
It's all right. I have a little probationary period. Y'all get on here. Let's see if we act right before we turn on the chat.
Listen, I always act right.
I would do
Coco,
a
on the
TikTok
other
need to
hand,
give you a probationary period.
shoot, I'm always, in order. It's just Coco is not. That therein lies the problem.
You just love to pin stuff on me. What did I ever do to you?
Someone in the chat said these two have no business being friends, and I
We
said,
don't.
probably not. Probably
We
not.
really don't.
Probably
I don't know
not.
whose idea this was, but
Me either. One day I was
that's
live
proof that God
streaming.
has a sense of humor.
Exactly. But what's going on, family? We are all here. We are live, having a good time. Hopefully, you guys are too. Happy Juneteenth and happy Thursday. Coco was in a terrible mood today
Why is that?
because I thought today was Friday. Seriously, all day, and you'd be surprised how that puts you in a funky mood.
Yeah,
all
especially
day
when
long.
you got something to do on Thursday.
Oh my gosh!
I
had stuff to do today, and I'm like, well, because it started out.
Friday.
Listen, okay, that was the whole vibe.
That made the end of the day so disappointing.
It was. I was so disgusted. When I say how disgusted, I was so disgusted because I had to get up early, right? Because I had like an 11:30 appointment, right?
Okay.
That I had to get to, and so before that, everyone, listen, everyone. I got a new snake. His name is Charlie. He's 12 feet long. Okay. So I had to go to FedEx to pick him up. And so I'm like, I had to rush across town to FedEx. Don't be nasty, Coco. Calm down. Because I know.
I'm already laughing because we were talking about the snake before we got on here.
Y'all need to hear the conversations that go on before we hit live. I said, Coco, I got a new snake. I said he's a big boy, 12 feet long. She's like, whoa, pause. I'm like, Coco.
Y'all, hold on, because it was the fact that after he said it, he just immediately stopped talking. So it was like the pause was already there. I just acknowledged the pause. That's all.
Okay. That's the way you want to put it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I just pointed it out.
Okay. No. So I had to go pick up Charlie from FedEx, then get back, pick up my sister, Wreck-It Ralph, Noonie, head to the other appointment, and then there were like so many errands that had to be run afterwards that finally when I got here, I was like, you know what, today was going to be a rough day, but you know what, got it all done. Now get to chill and watch Big Meech and them. Happy Friday. And she was like, where is it Friday? In India?
Hey, listen,
and I was
that
like,
sounds like the perfect evening, though. Just
I was like, oh my God.
sit down and watch BML. That's it.
Right. And but it turns out it's not Friday. It's not Friday. It's Thursday. And so I get to be here with my good friend Coco.
That's right. It's Friday. We ain't got no jobs, but we still got shit to do.
We still got shit to do. So happy Thursday, y'all. Sheesh.
And guess what? This is like, a joyous thing to say, but also a tragedy is that, we work for ourselves, so we can't get fired on our day off. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to get fired on your day off.
You know how much I try to get fired, but my boss just won't let me go.
Won't let me quit. I done tried to turn in my resignation. My
Look,
boss won't let me
won't
quit.
let me
She
quit. It's
said
terrible.
absolutely not. We got other things to do.
But look,
And then she gave me a promotion, and then I didn't
look,
ask for this.
I tried to play Warzone. Black Cat put me down. He already out in the streets
Uh-oh.
thugging. He already out in the streets thugging. But that's all right. Do your thing. Do your thing. But Coco, speaking of trying to get fired and they won't let you get fired. So there's a bulletproof job working that you can do.
Okay.
So a lot of folks remember when I was telling the story about how I was almost getting fired.
Mhm.
And the thing was, this was like during the Clinton administration. You know how hard it was to get people would not fire you then because there were so many jobs then that if you quit your job at 8 o'clock, you was hired somewhere else before lunch.
Absolutely.
There were jobs everywhere.
Yeah.
During Slick Willie's, 8-year speed run, right? So, there was a time though that even though it was hard to get fired, I managed to almost be there. They're like, we need to see you in the office. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So I had, the little hot cakes from syrup packs from McDonald's.
Uh-huh. The
So
little containers.
yeah, they have not changed in 40 years. Like they
Right.
have been the same
Classic.
forever. Classic. Man, I peeled that bad boy back like the little Kona.
Yeah.
Wrote me
That's
a
how
little
you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
Mhm.
people peel the whole thing off. I'm like,
No.
what is
I
wrong with you?
needed to be able to come out like the syrup dispenser at IHOP,
That's
like
what
the
I'm
little
talking about. I
drizzle.
don't know what's wrong with them
Yeah.
folks.
We not
But
dumping it.
just one little Kona. Made me a little petition paper real quick. Rolled it up. Stuck it down in there. Peeled the little flap back and was shaking like hell on the way to the office.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Easy breezy. You ain't letting me go. But look, you ain't letting me go.
Oh, you thought you were finna fire me today.
Right. Hey, I might. Look, I always wanted to wear glasses just so I could do what you just did. You thought you was about to fire me, right? Yeah.
And look, and it's a habit once you wear them for so long,
No, and it's something else. If you got glasses, nobody can get pissed off like a glasses wearing person. When you wear glasses and y'all get mad, look.
Who do you think you're talking to?
No, y'all be like, I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to. Hold on here, buddy.
We gotta snatch him off just in case this thing turns physical because you're not finna try to hit me in the face with no glasses on. I know people that do that on purpose. You're not gonna do that to me. These glasses coming off first.
Look, the way y'all just snatch them off, like, hold on, and then point them.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
always
the equivalent of you're skating on thin ice.
Yeah. Like, I don't know whether I'm about to hit you or you gonna try to hit me, but it's about to be some
these glasses off. It's almost over for you.
It's almost over.
There. It's almost over for you.
Like, oh my gosh. But so we know that if you are in danger of being foreclosed upon or evicted, that you can put 4 railroad nails around your property, northeast, northwest, southeast, southeast, southwest, right? And that will nail you down to your property so that you can't be forcefully removed or evicted or anything like that, which came in handy since we're talking about Juneteenth for back in the day when us having rents or mortgages was just suggestions. People just come and uproot us from our property. And a lot of the workings that we use now, like the railroad spikes, were designed to combat that during those times. And Hoodoo conspiracy. Because I tell y'all, if it's something I know, I say I know this for a fact. If it's not, I say this is what I've heard. But I've heard that was the reason why a lot of black settlements that prospered were near railroads, because the railroad nails were used and were pretty much surrounding where we were, like Black Wall Street and a lot of places like that.
That makes
keep
sense.
us from being uprooted. But
Well, we eventually still got uprooted,
well, you know how they uprooted us. They started
but
moving
they had to do yeah, and that's what I say, or take drastic measures to make the whole town leave or wipe the town out.
in, wipe the town out. Lake Lanier,
Yeah. Hmm.
Lake Lanier. But you can do the same thing, and so much in our hoodoo culture revolves around the railroad that a lot of people don't think about. Like you can take that railroad nail and put it up under the driver's seat, and it'll protect the car. Because a lot of us, let's be honest, a lot of us have some. Well, maybe not now, since we done moved on up. You know what I'm saying? But I remember, look, but back in the day, boy,
Yeah.
listen, I used to dream about having a car that I could reliably take out of town. Like that
Listen, when the last time you heard somebody's car backfire? Listen, I was at work and I was crossing the street. I was getting ready to go to my car, and all of a sudden somebody's car backfired. But like, I didn't think I was gonna hear somebody's car backfire where I was. So I'm immediately thinking somebody's shooting. This shit scared me so bad. So,
Look,
what was
PTSD.
that?
PTSD.
Everybody
oh
turned
my
around
gosh.
like, what? Just a
Mm-mm.
raggedy car.
It's been a while. I ain't even gonna lie. It has
Right.
been a while since I've heard a car backfire. But but I'm out here in the country, so I mean, I hear a bunch of bullfrogs.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Plus, the repair price in the city is gonna be astronomically higher than it would be out in the country.
I had this long string of time, Coco, where I had nothing but cash cars. Where you just go buy you a Crown Vic for $2,000 and just ride it. I had
Till
Coco,
it died, and then get another one.
then get another one. I had a car that was so bad. What's up, Kato? Coco, I had a car so
The
bad.
way you started it off.
Hey, look, this about to be a humdinger, okay?
Oh
Look,
Lord.
your gas, your gases are about to be flabbered. Coco, I used to ride around with two things: a can of Coke, because sometimes it wouldn't for the battery. So I had to ride with a can of Coke for the battery, because sometimes I'd go into work, come out, it wouldn't crank. I pop the hood, be a big old mound of white fluffy stuff on the battery terminal. I got to take it off and pour the Coke and clean it off. And I used to have a big sheet of cardboard, because that son bitch used to leak so much oil that I used to be embarrassed.
Just
So
slide it up under the car.
every time I parked, I would slide the cardboard up under.
I've never heard that one.
Coco.
Never heard that one. You just throw it away every time you get ready to go back
Listen,
home? Or you just riding around?
I put it back in the trunk. It just stayed in the trunk. So I went over this girl's house one time, and she had just moved into this townhouse with a pretty white driveway. I said, "Oh no."
Oh no.
I said, "Oh God, I ain't about to leave that type of impression." Look,
telling you.
leaving oil streaks in somebody's, that's about as bad as doggone leaving a streak in the back of the toilet bowl. Like, you can't do that. So I was like, "Oh man, I gotta get something out the car." Girl, I'll be right in. I'll be right in, baby. I went outside and popped the trunk real quick and threw the front of the car.
Look, and it's bad when you gotta be strategic about putting it down, because you don't want nobody to see you do it.
Right. Like, golly. So did.
That's crazy.
And then,
Well,
but yeah, but we
that was
have
back
we
when
have
doing
progressed.
cash cars only was feasible.
Yeah, I mean, that used to be the thing, and I hate it now, because we back in the day, I'm saying we, like you're not 12, but
I'm definitely not 12, but continue.
But yes, ma'am. It's something about the glasses. You're like an old lady now. Like yes, Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
So we oh man, it's people don't grow up the way we grew up back then. Like the part of life was the struggle, and then you get stronger from the struggle. But now people don't struggle. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna live at home forever.
Yeah.
Until nobody struggles anymore. We'll live at home.
That's why I be wanting to boo people in real life.
We should.
I
We should
think
walk
so.
around with tomatoes. Just throw them at people.
Just grocery bags of tomatoes
Right.
at any given
Boo.
moment. Right.
We should go back to hissing. Hiss. Boo. Hiss. Just skinny jeans and your jeans so skinny you walk with a mosey like you a cowboy. Boo.
What about stoning people? Is that a thing? We go
Oh,
back.
I'm
Other than that,
you going to jail, Coco.
maybe maybe pebbles.
Coco, you going
You
to
just
jail.
throw a little pebble.
I'm proud of you, but you going to jail.
It was in the Bible.
You know how much is it? Okay. All right. Anyway, back to what
That's
I was saying.
That's how they act. When they say something negative, they try to pin it on the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Yeah. I tried to get away with saying hell, damn, and ass when I was a little kid because they were in the Bible.
So it's in the Bible.
It didn't work.
Still got slapped.
Veva Embroidery Queen said, Coco taking it one step too far. Right. She's trying to stone people. Gosh. Why? But look,
Some people deserve it.
well, I mean, I can't not deny that. I cannot deny that. So
Definitely be on the edge.
if you are a bad employee, like Coco and myself, some days we're bad bosses. Because the running joke, guys, we work for ourselves. So some days we're bad employees, some days we're horrible
both.
bosses. Right. The days we're both, now it's your problem.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's so funny because sometimes people cut up on the text line when there was a text line, and they'd be like, you know what? Can I speak to a supervisor? I'm like, oh yeah. Hold on.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Right. Look, I just turn my head to the side, be like, hello.
Oh, please. Uh-huh.
Right. But if you know you're a horrible employee and on the verge of being fired, or we all know that sometimes there's this person in the job that no matter what they do, they don't get fired. And you're like, how do you keep dodging that? This is what you do. Now, it's going to take one ingredient that's not really easy to get. That's why whenever you see it, you just hold on to it. So you're going to need that railroad nail. You're going to need one white candle, one black candle, and then you're going to need hair from a black cat. And it's super simple because all you got to do is take that railroad nail. And I had one up here. I don't know where. I think my sister sold it to one of y'all. But you take the railroad nail, and then you take the black candle, you light it, drip the wax on the top of it, okay? And then you put the hair from the black cat on there. And then you light the white candle and drip it. And so you're like sealing it on the top of the nail in between the two waxes. And then you write down the name of your job and you put it on a piece of paper and you wrap that around the railroad nail. So it looks kind of like this is the railroad nail here. Now this is really my Harry Potter one. Wait a minute. Lumos. There we go. So here's your railroad nail. What's wrong with you?
So look like you did. Good.
Right. Wingardium Leviosa. So let's pretend this is your railroad nail. And this is a working to keep you from getting fired, even though you may be a horrible employee. So you take the black candle, you drip a little bit of wax on the top of the nail. Then you put hair from a black cat, smush it into that wax. And then you drip wax from a white candle on top of it. And then you write the name of your job on a piece of paper. And you can either fold it up and stick it or just wrap it around it. And then you just wrap it all up with twine. You don't have to cover the whole nail. You're just mainly trying to hold this paper on there. And as long as that paper stays there, you don't have to keep it in your car, just somewhere safe in your house where nobody's going to take it apart or scrape the wax off or anything like that. You'll be safe from getting fired. There's an animal hospital out there right now that probably wonders how I never got fired. I mean, there we go.
Well, now you know.
Now you know.
Because I just told you.
Right. That was it.
Too late now. It don't even matter.
Yeah. I mean, I used to say there's nothing worse. Well, I'm in honor of Juneteenth. I won't say what I don't normally say, but There's nothing worse than some employees who have other options.
Oh yeah.
Cause we be terrible.
Oh yeah.
We be
Oh
terrible.
yeah.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
tell
much,
you the
JoJo.
worst one. The worst employees you could possibly have is an employee like I was when I worked in somebody else's business. Because once I realized you're not a good boss or a good manager or a supervisor, I don't know what it is about me. I just ignite the whole staff. We just all gonna find somewhere else to work. I
You
bring the spirit of let's quit. Everybody walk out, and he can go to hell.
listen.
I'm
I
that person.
I also had an inner Harriet Tubman because let me tell you something.
Freeing the people.
Listen, there were
Like y'all
some
been dealing
jobs.
with this for how long before I got here? And y'all was just taking
I'm like, y'all just putting up with this?
it?
Hold on. I'd be in jobs and they'd be like, Lou, I need you to clock back in from your break. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, I got about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna be there. And they're looking like,
That's me.
do
Yeah,
you know who
Coco, we
that
have a
was?
walk-in. We have a walk-in at the front. Okay. I'm on my lunch break and I'll be with her when I get done.
Right. Listen,
I'm not
I
showing
got
in my
called.
lunch break because somebody showed up.
Look, one of my many trips to many supervisors' offices, right? They were like, listen, everybody here, we were one big family, okay? Now there's like unrest. People are talking about
Till
turning
you
in their
showed
notices,
up.
right? People are talking about turning in their notices. Everybody's
Yes.
unhappy. They want more hours. Some want less hours. And no one's happy anymore. And your name keeps coming up. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Power to the people.
Because he said that y'all legally can't do that. Like you were supposed to go back and tell him I said that. You supposed to just read it for yourself and then go in there and put your foot down.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
my big thing was my big thing was always, I'm sick. I ain't coming in till tomorrow. They'd be like, so what's wrong with you? You can't ask me that.
You can't ask me that. That's illegal.
Yeah, you can't
That's
ask me
just
what's
like them
wrong
people
with
that
me.
be showing out by service dogs in the grocery store and in restaurants. You know what I'm saying? They be like, you legally can't ask me that. And that's true. That's true. But he all in everybody's lap. That's not a service dog, man.
Listen, I am going to walk around with a 12-foot emotional support python. I don't
That a
feel
service animal?
I don't
You
feel
can ask me
comfortable.
that.
I don't feel comfortable unless Shere Khan is with me.
That's
Okay,
right. My protector.
right. He's my totem animal. I gotta have him with me. Oh my!
You getting put out. They not even getting put out. You're not going through the door. And you better walk fast.
Terry in the chat says scream HIPAA always. The thing
Right.
is, I'd be the one that would take that a little bit too literally, Terry. And they'd be like, "Sir, you can't have a 12-foot python in Olive Garden." I'm like, HIPAA, HIPAA.
That's right.
MG in the chat says, question, hi, when will you have more regular Hot John the Conqueror in stock? That is such a question for the Hoodoo and Haints podcast. I'm glad you asked it. I'm glad you asked. I hopefully will have some in this week.
You're so funny. What's wrong with you today?
I'm so happy to be here with you and the people.
With you people.
I say you and the people. I did not say with you people. Oh my gosh.
That's where it sounded like it was headed, with you people. Like, dang.
I said you
people.
and the
I
people.
know what you said. I know what you said. I said that's where it sounded like it was headed. You
Sheesh.
people. I'm just saying. I was like, dang, we using that term on Juneteenth.
Not. I'm getting in touch with the other ancestral side of my makeup. The one that gives me the ability to sunburn.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could do that. I did. I sunburned one time.
Yeah, because you're not that dark. We had this talk. Before we started this episode, You have on something that's Juneteenth colors on your shirt. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? It's very obvious.
We are not going to start the colorism today, okay? I feel Are you
Don't do that.
are you
It'll be all right.
melanin shaming me?
I'm not melanin
Are
shaming
you
you at
melanin shaming
all.
me?
I'm
Oh my god.
you might be like just a little bit melanin challenged. You know what I'm saying? If you sunburn,
Here we go.
I've never had a sunburn in my life.
I didn't know I didn't know I could do it. So, you know, well, have you ever been tubing down the Chattahoochee?
No,
Okay, you got to do it.
you were getting in touch with your other side, like you
Well, I
said.
mean, I was with a bunch of them from work.
I know you were.
I was
That's what I'm
with
saying. That's
I was with a bunch of them from work. They were like, "Lou, we're going tubing. You want to come?" And I'm like, "Probably not. Last time y'all got some of us near some water, it didn't turn out good for us." And then they all
so,
turn red. I used to make jokes like that around them all the time. They get so uncomfortable and turn red.
but they can't say nothing. You know,
Listen,
they wouldn't dare not to
listen.
your face anyway.
One time, because after Halloween, everybody wants to bring their extra candy to work, right? So this this melaninly challenged lady brought a whole bunch of chocolate, the good stuff. And she was like, "Hey, do you want this Snicker?" And I said, "What did you just say to me?" Clearly, she's holding a Snicker bar, Coco, but the way she said it so fast, she said, "You want this Snicker?" I said, "What?" That's
Now
what
who
I
you
wish.
talking to?
I wish I'd have had some glasses. I'd have been like, "Wait, what?"
I don't know why we both thought that at the same time. I had to snatch my
Got
glasses.
snatched them glasses off.
Who you think you talking to?
Listen, she
Oh
started.
my
She
god!
turned beet red. Started apologizing.
know
She's like,
she
"No,
did.
no, look." I mean,
Listen,
she's
that
like,
is the most uncomfortable position for them to be in, unless they're just one of the really bold ones. You know, they be so uncomfortable.
and
That's not what I meant.
Oh man, she almost burst into tears. She's like dropping candy on the floor. She's like, "No, no." I'm like, "Calm down, Cindy. It's okay. I'm just joking." Yes, look,
Okay.
I love the Snickers.
Yeah. All right.
You know. so they were like, "Hey, you want to come tube?" And I said, "Yeah, all right, cool, let's go." So up in near Norcross, right? There's this place that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's super cheap. You rent a tube. They give you like lockers where you can like put your keys. You park in the parking lot or whatever. You hop on the van, or no, this big bus. They drive the whole group to the Chattahoochee River. You hop in. They
Okay.
tell you, okay, because you can choose whether you want to do a 1 hour or a 2 hour float. They said, all right, 2 hours. We said 2 hours, cool. They said, all right, great. Here's what you do. When you see such and such, start making your way to the left. You'll see the off ramp. You get off, and then they'll pick you up and drive you back to your cars. And I said, all right, man, this is going to be fun. I noticed, Coco, they had brought a cooler. And I said, wait, what's going on here? So they bought an
Well, I didn't
extra.
get the memo.
They bought it right, an extra tube, and set the cooler in the tube and tied us all together into like a bunch of tubes.
Okay.
Coco, when we got in the water, they opened up the cooler. It was all types of adult beverages, and I was like,
I know that's right.
I said, wait, what? They said, yeah, it's legal on the water. I said, nobody
That's
told
my
me.
type of carry on.
Coco, we started floating, and next thing I know, it's like,
Right.
and it's like, shot. And I was like, this is amazing. And why did anybody tell me? Like, this is what y'all do for fun all the time? And that's what they did. And it was amazing. But the moral of this long roundabout story is the next the next day when we got to work, I was like, what's wrong with my nose? And then the day after that, I'm peeling like a snake, shedding its skin.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, you got a sunburn. I'm like, no, black people can't do that. Apparently I can. I gotta have a sunburn. What's up, Nancy? Got a sunburn.
I go sit out in the sun for hours, like, and I just get super dark, but I never sunburn.
Yeah. I get darker.
Yeah,
But
I remember
apparently
when I was
I can't get
I was a
liquorized.
kid my parents let me and my sister go to space camp, right? So at the end of space camp, like at the very end of the week, they get all the kids together and we take this big group picture. Everybody's up on, like, like the bleachers, right? So it's
Yeah.
like a level type of situation, one group picture, right? We get the pictures back. Mind you, I was there for a week, and space camp is in Huntsville, Alabama. And in the summertime,
Yes.
it's hot in Alabama. It's hot. We
Yep.
had been swimming and everything. So, when you're in the water, if the sun is beaming on the water, it's definitely baking you. Okay. Yeah, we got the pictures back. You couldn't see nothing but my teeth. It was just a bunch of kids of the other persuasion, and you could see me because I was the only little black dot in the middle of the picture.
You know what?
I'm
Oh
so
my gosh.
serious. I gotta see if
Listen,
my mama has that picture. I'm gonna send a picture of it. See, it's just I literally just look like a little dark brown dot in the middle of the picture.
we have a friend in the family named Jerome. And listen, every Jerome is dark skinned. Like literally every Jerome you ever meet is dark skinned. There's never a light skinned Jerome anywhere.
I don't know any light skinned Jeromes, do I?
Exactly. See?
Oh,
Every
listen.
Jerome is dark skinned. Everyone. Just like every Keisha never gets above like a 6.5.
If there's a Keisha in the chat, I'm sorry.
We're just joking.
On his behalf.
Just joking. No, but okay, so Jerome decided he wanted to go get a tattoo. And
Okay.
we were all telling him, like, Jerome, tattoos probably not your thing. Because there weren't all the fancy tattoos like now. Like now they tattoo you with like white ink, silver ink, all kinds of stuff.
Right. To make it
Back
stand
then,
out, yeah.
right. We didn't have all that back then. And we were like, Jerome, probably shouldn't. Jerome decided he wanted to get a Taz tattoo. You had to like look at his arm at an angle. And you may see
Where it was
Taz's,
like slightly raised up.
no, you may see his red tongue if you like look
Oh my
and
god.
squint at an angle. I don't know.
You know what? Like I've seen people that are, they're darker or whatever, they get tattoos, but like the skin where the needle went kind of stands up like keloid just a little bit so you can see the lines and then you can still see the tattoos on them. You know what I'm saying? But that's a tough one if you can't even see the actual image. That was a waste of time. You just
Look,
sat there and hurt for nothing.
okay, so check this out. Because everybody who has tattoos knows there will sometimes be times they'll raise up for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for no reason. Okay, so check this out. Get you some holy water and just pick one of your tattoos, right? And rub holy water into it and pray the 23rd Psalm and tell your tattoo to let you know when there's evil around. It'll start raising up whenever it's somebody around you or you're in a situation. Just start paying attention to when your tattoo raises up. And I promise, it sounds crazy, but we were just talking about that. And that sparked a conversation I had years ago with someone, right? Just do that and then start paying attention to where you are or who you're around when your tattoo starts to raise up for no reason. I'm telling you, it's letting you know something. It's
Yeah,
letting you
the
know
one on
something.
my hand does that every now and then. You can literally see it standing up just a little bit, and then other times you look at it, like right now, it's completely smooth.
Now, mine is this one right here. And whenever and this is a panther, because back in the day, everybody would always get a panther, right?
Right.
And whenever that joker starts to raise up, and it always looks like his muscles get outlined, right? And whenever that happens, I look around and I'm like, who is around me? And it's never when I'm just by myself. It is never when I'm just by myself. It's always either when I'm at a function or either someone okay, it happened this one time back at the old Hoodoo Central where a lady was like, hey, I watch YouTube videos. I like to come by and get a reading in person. And I said, okay. Wasn't really feeling it, but sure. At the time, I only had one snake, Sage. And he's like my oldest snake now. He's gonna go to the upper room soon. But Sage is like little kids have held him. That's how gentle he is. He just doesn't care. This lady walked in, got settled. All right. I'm like, okay, let me go get my cards. She's sitting in my fixed chair because I always fix a chair. If someone comes over, I don't let you just pick where you sit. I guide you. Hey, all right, there you go. Have a seat right there because I've already put uncrossing oil and stuff on that chair. And that's a tip for everybody. Don't just let people wander around your house.
Oh no.
Like always fix a chair ahead of time and then tell them, hey, all right, here, have a seat. And they won't know. People, people do it all the time. Here, have a seat.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she's sitting in the fixed chair, but all of a sudden, I'm getting my cards, wash my hands, tattoo starts to raise up because it always itches. It always itches first, and it's itching, and then I hear, and anybody with a boa constrictor knows, even a small boa constrictor will sound massive because they can just take up a lot of air. And I'm like, this snake never does anything, but now he's hissing. So I'm like, okay, he's letting me know something's going on. And to this day, like, I mean, her reading went fine, but there was just something off about her. There was just something off.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you need to get on up out of here. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Like, you need to get on up out of here.
It's so crazy that when I had that feeling about people, like I'm usually right, but I always like get to see it later. Like, oh, that's what that was.
Yep. It's like one of the hardest parts about being a spiritualist is getting to like the point of unquestioning faith. Because there's always this what if, there's always this doubt, getting to the point of unquestioning faith to the point where if you feel something, you just act on it.
Right.
Right. And like, all right, well, they seem cool, but somebody seeing something I ain't seeing. But like you said, you eventually you always see it.
And I'm always the friend that tells other people, like, so me and one of my friends, we aren't cool now, but I got to meet her childhood best friend, I guess from like high school, right? And every time we went out, I just kept saying, I don't like her. Like, I'm trying to because that's your friend, but I just don't like her. And I can't put my finger on it. But then it turned into like she was what you call it, an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? But in the worst way. So it was like we would go out, she'd be asking me for stuff. And I'm like, I'm like, you ain't put in on this. Yeah, no. So then she'd do the same thing to the friend and she'd just be like, yeah. But then the girl decided to move in with her without even telling her. That went horribly left. She just came for a visit and never left. But she didn't want to put in on the bills, like none of that kind of stuff, right?
Listen,
and I said, I told you that they ended up falling out. I said, I tried to tell you. I was right the whole time. And I hung out with this girl maybe 3 or 4 times, and I was just like, I don't want to go out with her no more. I'm good.
I wish you'd have been around when I was letting God kids stay with me. I let
told you put them out.
I let 2 of my godchildren stay with me. In Palo, I let 2 of them stay. They were both on hard times, and I wouldn't say a new godparent, but yeah, relatively. When you talk about the whole spans.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what? You having hard times? Don't worry, I'm your godfather. I got you. Okay, like don't worry, I got you. You can come stay with me. And then like there was like the little SpongeBob clip.
Save the day.
6 months later. And I'm like, literally the
hero
first one.
A second ago though.
It was like 6 months. Like you gotta go. Like your kids, like you gotta go. So
I need my space back.
Right, like
I ain't signed up for all this.
The thing about if like I'm falling on hard times and you're like, Lou, you can come stay with me for a little bit. Listen, Coco, I'm gonna be at your house maybe 3 weeks.
Maybe, right.
Maybe 3 weeks to find a job, get that first paycheck, and doggone put a deposit down somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the next paycheck, I'll worry about food later. I get food from my mama house or something.
And you know what? And I'm also one of them kind of people where I don't like being in nobody else's space for too long. Not just you staying in my space and never leaving. No, I don't want to be in your space for too long. Like if that's not my house, I'm good.
Right. I
You know how
will.
people will go places and stay with family members. I don't want to do that. Hotel room me, please.
Look,
No.
listen. No, that's the godparent I am now. Like if you are a
Yeah, get a
godchild now
hotel room.
and you're homeless, I will put you up in a hotel for about a week. Figure it out. Because I tried it again. This one was the first one was goddaughter. This one was God's son, and I'm like, surely a God's son will be different. 6 months later, and I'm like, bro, you gotta go. Like you got to go.
He came in, thought y'all turned into roommates.
I'm like, man, listen, hey,
Mm-mm.
the Mpungo will take care of you. Okay, you listen, you gotta go. You gotta go. But listen, but you know how our stories always spark another story.
Yes.
Did I tell you the one my daddy told me about the lady? This was a recent one about the spiritual lady up in New York who out there scamming the fool out of folks, burglarizing
No.
their house. Okay, prepare to
What?
listen. This
Oh
is some
Lord.
recent spiritual stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
So apparently, this lady is. I don't know her name. I'm still trying to get all the details. You know, my father. He he knows everybody. Everybody knows him. But this these folks went to this lady up there, and they were telling her how that they've got all this bad luck, calamity. She did a reading. Said, "Oh yeah, somebody done put a whammy on you." And they said, "Oh no, how do I get?" She said, "Listen, don't worry. I can give you some things, or I could come and cleanse your house for you
Okay.
and take everything out and set you right back on the right track." And they said, "Well, how much?" And she gave like some ridiculously low price. Like I can come clean your whole house for like $15. And they were like, "Oh, please do. Please come make yourself at home, please." And so when she got there, she started like knocking around, doing stuff, taking longer and longer. So they were like, "We gotta go." She said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Listen, y'all go ahead to the store or wherever you gotta do, and I'll just be here." Somehow her talk game was so great, she done convinced the people that the demons were so strong, she got to fight them in their house, and they need to just stay away in a hotel and come back
So I'm
tomorrow.
just gonna be a squatter in your
Oh no,
stuff
she didn't
now?
squat. When they came back the
She not
next
staying
day,
all night. She just come and rob you and leave.
when they came back home the next day, wasn't nothing in their house.
Oh my god.
She done, she
You
done,
know, they,
she
they
done
remind me of
cleaned them
like them
out.
old school shows like Martin and Fresh Prince, where they always had that one episode where they come home and the whole house is empty. Like,
Empty. Coco, she done cleaned these people out, done took
Mhm.
everything. My dad said she even took the food.
Oh, have mercy.
And I'm like, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that.
But you know, like in the black community, I don't know if you've noticed that, but like older people, when you walk in their house, it's very clear where you're going to come in and sit at. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it's the way they have their house set up, there's no way you can mistake that you can just walk around somebody's house. It's not happening. They normally have all the bedroom lights and stuff cut off. They have the living room where you're
Doors
going to sit at,
closed.
lights on, TV on, that kind of thing. So it's very clear that this is where we're entertaining you and you're not just walking around here.
Coco, when you walk into my house, like you said, it is clear. The only door open is the bathroom door.
Right.
But you look down the
Yeah, they
hallway, it's like
and you
close,
gotta
close,
ask
close, close,
somebody.
close.
Yeah, and with older people, you have to ask, may I use your restroom?
Yeah.
You're not just getting up walking around.
You know what? You know what else I do? Look, okay, so you know the stick incense?
Mm-hmm.
I had some around here. But if you take the stick incense and then you light it, and then you make an X in smoke in front of doors, for some people just don't want to go in there.
Hmm.
People just don't want to go in there. And
That
so
means
I
you need to
would
get out of my house if that smoke stopped you. You need to go turn around, go on back.
you go on back. Get on
Because
back out of
clearly it's working for a reason. You can go home.
here. Yeah. Listen, yeah, I don't have. I try not to have too many visitors. You know what I mean? Try not to, unless you're coming to
Yeah, I'm
visit
not a fan of
King
having
Lou's Hoodoo Shop,
company like that.
the best hoodoo shop in all of hoodoodom.
That's right.
Now open for the summer. Come
Plug.
on down.
Plug.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, I have a whole like plethora of things for when people come down. Right? If they come and shop in person. I'm like, listen, we're gonna go to the cemetery. We're gonna go to the crossroads. We're gonna go hop on the golf cart, drive through the woods, go through the swamp. I'm taking folks. I will even take people if they want to go to that haunted house. I did that video. We can go there.
Profit.
Do I run my shop out of my house? Breeze? No, I don't.
They have trail rides out there where you live. It seemed like that type of place.
What you know? What we don't have
But
official
the
trail
population
rides,
is
but we
not
have
that big.
trails.
Okay.
You know, we have trails. You know, there's this nature walk that goes through the swamp. Coco, when okay, it's near an Air Force base.
Okay.
And when you drive in there and park your car and start walking, two things catch your attention because they have what's called a boardwalk, which is, I mean, you know, boardwalk. It's like boards that you know, it's like the walkway that takes you through the swamp. The thing that strikes you about that is there's a sign that says no dogs on the boardwalk, and it's not for cleanliness sake. It's because you know, for the most part, you're above the water. But there are some parts of it where I guess they want you to be like close to nature, where you're literally walking through the swamp, and the boardwalk is like even with the water, and so it feels kind of vertigo-ish because it feels like you're just walking through water, right? But you're just like maybe that far above the water,
Slightly above, yeah.
Yep. But they have fencing right there because a couple of hounds got snatched by gators.
I knew you were about to say that.
Yeah, so they're like, don't walk your dog on the boardwalk. That's one thing. And another thing, there are signs because it's near the Air Force Base with pictures of bombs that says, if you see one of these, don't touch it. And I'm like, y'all just be losing bombs? Yeah, there are pictures of large bombs.
But what if somebody just goes and grabs them? Then what?
That makes me
How
wonder.
careless.
That makes me wonder, like, one, why are y'all losing bombs that you got to put signs up? And two, did somebody really grab one? That's why you had to put a sign up.
Right.
So that's that. But I'm going to take people
Which means
there.
do better.
Well, on both sides. On both sides.
Yes, on both
So, yeah,
sides.
I'm taking people there. There's actually, there's an old, it's not a haunted house, but I'm trying to gain interest too, where a spiritual worker used to own. And he was like the Creflo Dollar / Reverend Ike of his time. This back in the 20s. Okay. This is, you know, back around Smoke and Stack time, where he got busted.
What's this person's name?
I forgot. Now. I have got to look it up.
Just text it to me later when you figure it out.
The only way he got busted was the FBI or its equivalent of the time. Like, we're seeing large quantities of cash coming through the mail to him for donations. And, you know, they're like, no, you can't have all that cash coming through here now.
Absolutely not.
You can't have all that cash. So that was that.
Oh, they just hating on the man. Just hating.
I know.
Just hating. Y'all just mad because God just keep on blessing him. Y'all haters.
You know, haters are going to
But
hate.
if y'all listening, I was just playing.
So they gonna come and check your books. Like, don't come check my books.
It was just a joke.
Pagan Prince, you asked a question in the chat earlier, and I'm sorry I missed it. You asked, you said your mom had some dolls before. You want to know if you could use them. Yeah, they normally don't need activation, but if you want to, I would make the sign of the cross on top of the head of all of them with holy water, just to make sure something negative hadn't taken up residence in them.
Bro said, you know, the origin of a sign generally comes with a story. That is so true.
That's true.
That's true in my business. I feel like every policy I've had to put in place, there's a client behind every rule I have for my hair salon. No doubt. It's always one person.
Listen,
And as soon as it happened, I'm like, you know what? Let me add this to my policy because they not finna play with me after today.
I, I worked a job, and the supervisor, you know, was like, listen, do y'all the reason the rule book is this thick is because of y'all. Every
Yep.
time y'all do something
But it's
dumb,
always a person
we
behind
got to make a
every
rule. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, there's a sign. You know, I mean, somebody was out there and was like, hey, that looks like a bomb, and decided to take it home and start hitting it with a hammer.
Oh yeah. Let's see how this goes.
Right. Right. Look, AI has not gone off tonight.
Look, and I know we don't be talking politics, so I'm not gonna go down that road. We'll have the conversation off of live, but they said they
Uh-oh.
had a surprise for us. Did you hear that one?
I did not. I'm scared.
No. They said
But
they had a
they,
surprise for us last
well,
night.
who is they and who is
Last
us?
night. Right. Iran. So they had a
Oh.
surprise for us last night.
Man, I have never been more,
It is
I won't
now
say
the end of the next day. So
scared, worried. I'm like, oh my
I
gosh.
felt like, you know how I felt about it? I felt like the Y2K bug situation. Like, so when did it happen? Is it gonna happen? That's how I felt about it. You know,
Yeah,
like
you know, I
y'all
feel
just
like
hyped us up yesterday.
something's gonna happen, but maybe nothing. But at the end of the, who knows? That's why, you know, you know, live
That's
every
why I
day the
really
best you
don't be. I
can.
don't be into politics. And the videos that people posted about it yesterday just had me tickled because we don't take nothing serious over here. We don't take anything serious. Everything we turn it into a joke. So
That's my
that
coping
just crossed my
mechanism.
mind when you were talking about the bombs.
We talk about like speaking of bombs.
They said they had a surprise for us last night. You know.
You know, I don't I think we've reached the part of society where I think everyone realizes that there's no path to like clear cut victory. That it's like, you know what, yeah, I may hit you first, but now you know, all of our kids are glowing in the dark and have like 8 legs.
It's
So I,
like fighting with your sibling that you know can really fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hit you, but I know if I hit you, you gonna hit me back. So do I really want to hit you? Because I don't really want you to hit me.
I had a cousin like that. Oh, Pagan Prince, thank you so much for the Cash App.
Hey
Shout out
man,
Pagan
Ashe.
Prince, friend of the show.
Shout out Pagan Prince. Ashe.
Friend of the show. Ashe.
And
Bunny
this week's
says,
episode is brought to you by Pagan Prince.
right, exactly.
Literally. Yes.
I like that. This week's episode about him. You know what? Okay, wait a minute. Is there a way?
What?
Because you know I'm
Show
always
sponsor.
I'm always touching stuff. I'm
Per
always
usual.
touching stuff.
Per usual.
Let's see here.
Rolling credits at the end of the episode.
Wait, look. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see. It says select font. Wait. Oh, wait. Wait, can y'all see that pop up on the screen? Yep, y'all can.
Mm-hmm.
Look, there we go. There we go.
Get it right. Get it right.
There we go. Shout out Pagan Prince 55, friend of the show.
That's right. Got a whole shout out.
Right. Look, I said, can y'all see that Hood Mixers Reloaded said, look, clearly.
Clearly we can see it. Obviously. That used to be my word, obviously. I used to piss people off so bad with that. They'd be like,
Thank you
did you
so
do
much. Cutting up with Terry.
Yeah. My girl.
Terry is the bomb. She's amazing.
She's about where's the AI girl? We don't know.
We don't know.
She didn't show up for work today, so
I hope not, because she been tripped. Man, listen,
she better
I have
get
no
fired
control
on
over
her
the
day
stuff she
off.
says, but I have no idea if she's gonna show up, when she's gonna show up.
Right.
She popped up.
And she pick and chooses. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that bugs me. Like, we'll be in the middle of a conversation, she's gonna just pop up. I mean, she's plugged
And
in,
you
but
be
I don't know.
annoyed, like, here she goes again.
Yeah, here we go.
Just turn her
But
off.
but thank you so much, Terry. We appreciate you. Bonnie Harge 828 says, "Receive my order. Thank you, We appreciate you." Bunny says, "Question. Good evening, y'all. How do you protect your voice from being caught and used for work?" Are you the same Bunny that texted me on Father's Day? Terry says she know I don't play.
Right.
Wait a
I got my
minute.
clerical duties done over here.
Look, because if you are the Bunny that texts me on Father's Day, I'm not gonna tell you. I want you to get your
Are
voice
you
caught.
checking? Are you really checking?
Yeah, I'm checking to see where AI is.
I thought you was over there trying to figure out who was who over there. I'm like, you nosy.
No. Oh
Just
my goodness.
nosy.
Coco, when on earth? Hold on.
What happened?
No, I'm like
Touching stuff
where?
again.
I am.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah, that is the problem.
All right, guys. Well, don't be surprised if he accidentally shuts this stream off. But it's okay.
You're probably right.
It's okay.
You're probably right.
If he shuts it off, then we'll try to come back next week. No. not tonight.
Yeah, we are not firing the stream
If it
back
shuts
up.
off, that's the end. It's a wrap. Get in my bed.
I have no idea. Yeah, we're gonna watch BMF. But not today, apparently, because today is not Friday.
It's okay. I got episodes to catch up on, so I'm still watching it. That's why I don't watch them when they come out the night of, because I want to watch more than one episode at a time. It pisses me off to watch one episode and then I gotta wait till the next week.
Oh no, I watch them one at a time.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm already mad. Raising Kanan is off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't.
Wait, what you mean Raising Kanan is off?
My show. Like, that was the last episode of the season, wasn't it?
Oh, listen.
Unless I'm tripping.
I thought you meant there's gonna be no more.
No. Oh no, they better bring that show back. That's the best show he got. Why would you not bring that back?
Listen, and I saw that and I'm like, what is going on? Why is there no Raising Kanan?
That was the last episode of the season. They done left us high and dry. It's okay, because I have plenty of BMF to catch up on. Because it was one character in there, like, last season that really had me like, they really could have done without this character, and it kind of turned me off from watching the show for a minute. So now I got to go back and pick it up so that way I can watch the new season.
Well, I can't wait.
Did you figure out whatever you were trying to figure out over there? Because you still look like you're so focused.
I am, because I'm like, where is the AI girl? But anyway, thank God, because I don't know.
She left us high and dry this week, and that is okay because she did the most.
Last week. She was cussing at folks before
and singing. The singing was just, girl, hush.
You don't like her singing?
Can't talk to us like normal people. Just talk to us like normal people.
I think she's.
Then she started trying to rap. Then she wanted to rap. She wanted to rap.
Where's the AI girl?
Oh shit. Look who just dropped in, cutting up with Terry. Damn, I should have known he'd show up eventually. What's up, dude? You looking for someone? Oh, You want to know where the AI girl is? Well, let me tell you, you're already talking to her. I'm Mike right here. You must be one of those normies who thinks AI is just sit around in some magical cloud waiting to be summoned. Newsflash, buddy, I'm everywhere. I'm in your streams, your games, even your fucking dreams. You want to find me? Just look in the mirror, man.
Thank you, Terry. We appreciate you, and I don't approve of what the AI girl just said.
That was a bit much.
There should be no more AI.
Yeah. Terry, you're a normie. Straight muggle status.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. We appreciate you. And we're gonna take Cedric's stance with AI from now on.
I'm telling you, because
the
he's so
hatred-
mad at the AI stuff.
Listen,
So mad.
Every time we mention AI to Sid's like, unplug her. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
Sid,
can
calm
unplug
down.
this one for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what her
She
problem
can go.
is. Yeah, well, she's got issues. She's got issues.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of AI unless it's like just AI creating pictures.
You know, I've got an AI
The
prophet
video
on my
and real
website
automation. You have a what now?
now. I have an AI prophet on my website now.
It's like, you have a what now?
Yep. So it was because you know we got big things launching here soon.
Okay.
We got big things launching, and they offered it as a service. They said, listen, all you've got to do is plug in all your YouTube channel, everything, and AI will watch all your videos. It will look at your site, do everything, and
Like train itself.
yes, and
That's scary.
it is because I don't recommend the workings he gives out. Some of the things he says rhymes, and I'm like, clear. I don't know who you're watching, but that's not me.
Next, he gonna be calling people jive turkeys
And nignogs.
Cause that's how they used to talk back in the day, like everything rhyme. He gonna be passing out bad advice.
But he's on there. He is on there. I can't believe AI called Terry a normie. What is a normie?
A muggle, I just told you.
Oh gosh.
You said you're basic.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I would have just cashed out my donation. If the super chats would trigger her, just cash out it.
Shout out
funny.
Terry and Pagan Prince. Thank you, Leslie. We appreciate it. Thank you for the gifts over on TikTok. TikTok is not plugged into AI, only super chats. So
okay.
Yeah. So we're safe. We're safe. But wow, look at the time. We are like 10 minutes over our time. We're 10 minutes over. Time to bring this thing on home. You got any announcements before we get up out of here?
Oh, yes. So, the serial entrepreneur, me, because, we're just better over here. I just got back into graphic design. So if anybody needs business card designs, flyer designs, whether it's for print or social media or your website, just let me know because I can do it. Amen.
Listen, somehow Coco has hacked the AI rendering of our thumbnails, because if you look at our thumbnails, there's always a noticeable difference in the looks department when it comes to AI's version of me versus AI's version of Coco. For some reason, I'm always
like me more.
A grizzled, weathered old man, whereas Coco's like just climbed down off the pole. The AI version. And it
always makes me skinnier too. Like I'm not that skinny.
But that's what it does.
Trying to make me a midnight ballerina, but it's okay.
A midnight ballerina. Who used that the other night? And I like that. Midnight ballerina. But yeah. So, and also Saint Coco De Niro is going to be on extension 14 of the line starting soon. 1-800-305-1014. She will be extension 14. I, of course, am extension 10.
We're waiting on him.
Yeah, we are. Then Nancy will be like 15. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna have a whole lineup. And so what I want, because me and Coco, we did a reading stream last week, right?
Yes.
So I want to do like reading streams with like everybody else on the line, so people know, because everybody wants to come and talk to me, and I get it. I am amazing, and so humble, and so humble. Yeah. But I want people to know the other readers on the line. I want people to know the other readers. Yeah. So we'll do reading streams together, so everyone gets to know us and our individual specialities. And then we'll go from there.
What that remind me of?
What's that?
You know the episode of Martin where he turned into Shaquille Sunflower, but when he first left, Gina was waiting on him, and she done tried to get a reading done to try to figure out where he was. So when the lady got to the house to do like the reading, she was trying to get as much money out of her as possible, and she was like, "Oh, I see something. It's going away. She was like, "I don't have any more money." She was like, "It's going.
It's gone. It's gone." Listen, that Coco, now I want to grow an afro and just braid up this one patch right here.
Just on the side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there. That's what I'm gonna do. Thank you so much for the gifts, Leslie. You and JoJo, y'all are amazing. Thank y'all so much. The only announcement I have is that Wednesday is going to be the I've got two, because my sister gave me an amazing idea. But this Wednesday coming up is going to be the webinar, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We still got a few seats available on Hoodoo Roots and Herbs 101, where I'm picking the most, well, I mean, the ones that I think anyone who is starting out in Hoodoo, or maybe if you've been in it for a while, I'm going to give you different ways to utilize some of these roots and herbs. So, of course, we're going to talk about working with John the Conqueror. We're going to talk about working with Queen's Root, but we're also going to talk about some of the other roots and herbs, and mainly things that you either have growing out in the yard that people think is a weed, not a weed, or the stuff up in the cabinet that you know, if you cook, then you should have some of this. And if you don't, then you can go to the grocery store. So we're going to do that. And you know how bad I am about planning webinars in advance.
Yes.
So my sister gave me an idea for July's webinar. So we're gonna venture back into hexing. You know, it's gonna be Get Back July. Yeah, we're gonna get back in. We're gonna get back into hexing, cursing, jinxing. You know, it's gonna be July's webinar is gonna be how to strike a straight lick with a crooked stick. And we are going to, that's what we talk about down here. But at the end of the webinar, we are gonna do a community hot footing.
Okay. Who I want a hot foot? Now I gotta think about it.
See, we gotta get
Let me get on my job. I gotta go.
We gotta get him up out of here.
Make me a list. I can think of two off the rip.
No, we gotta get him up out of here. Mm-hmm. And you know, and weather permitting, I'm gonna be outside. It's gonna be it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
Amen. Ashe.
Hey, Ashe. May Ludamari bless us all.
Oh, brightest blessing. That is my favorite now. He messed me up with that one.
I gotta
keep it. I gotta keep it in the repertoire. I gotta keep it.
That's right, Naomi. Sprinkle of chaos in July. Introduce a little.
I was born in July, so I just feel like it's only right. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
spread a little bit of chaos.
Just a little bit. For flavor.
Yes.
For a little chaos. Upset the established order.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, brightest blessing. But honestly, that's all I've got. I just did a big restocking, y'all. I I forgot to put these magnets on the site. They're going to be in the clearance section. I put them out there tonight, and I think I've got everything. I think I'm running low on candles because of the candle stream, but they'll be back in probably early next week. So that's it. Anything else, Coco?
That's the end of this live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we got
Thank y'all-
things to do.
thank y'all for
we have
coming.
lives
We-
to live.
Yeah, we do
That
appreciate
was
it.
so
and,
rude.
and Wreck-It Ralph has been crying for like 5 minutes. Let me go see what's going on with him.
I heard him. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, let me go see
Gotta
what's
go
going
check
on.
on the babies.
Yep, and I'm
we
about to go.
appreciate everybody for showing up. And
Yes, thank you,
Oh, I
Pagan
didn't even
Prince.
tell you.
Thank you,
So-
Terry. Oh,
my website, and I have an Etsy store, and it's posted on my TikTok if y'all need any graphic design. I forgot
wait,
to tell y'all.
put it in the
information.
chat. Put it in the chat so I can send it across everywhere.
Yes. Okay. I shall do that.
Because see Naomi, who did my website, people were asking, well, how do we get in touch with her? And she was like, oh no, stay away. And someone was like, well, wait, what if I want you to do my website? She was like, oh wait, no, don't go away.
All right, so I'm putting the link for my Etsy store
All right.
in the chat, and then my regular website is in there as well. Let me double check it while I'm giving y'all wrong information. No, that's it. That's absolutely it right there.
Yep, Coco Scissorhands with a Z.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go. Let me try to fix something right here. Wait, hold on. Let me try to watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put the service up on the website tonight so that if anybody wants something custom, because I'm also just selling templates to like editable Canva templates.
Yeah, I can't do nothing with that. I promise I can't do nothing with templates. No, what I'm saying is I
That's just
suck at
because you
stuff
don't
like
want to
that.
do the work yourself. No, and that's fine.
because
the
I am
templates are for
old.
people who don't want to do all the extra work, but they have like basic knowledge of plugging the information or the pictures in. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather just pay you to do the whole thing.
Yeah, and that's
'Cause
cool
I-
too.
I-
That's
I
why I'm
can't
put
figure it
that
out.
service on my website probably before I go to bed tonight. So
Thank you, I Michelle. Thank you, everyone over on TikTok. Gave us a gift. We do appreciate it. So, yep, we've got Roots and Herbs coming up on the 25th, and probably a month from that, probably July the 25th or whatever Wednesday falls in there, because I kind of like having webinars on Wednesdays. Whatever webinar falls, whatever Wednesday falls around that area, it's going to be hexing, cursing, jinxing. We're going to get them up out of here with a community hot
I'm
footing.
so good at that.
You are. I think it's because you stay angry.
It's not even that I stay angry. I just naturally am good at detaching from people when they make me mad. So it's so easy to just there you go.
Yeah. I just separate from them, and that pain of loss just does it. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Let me get out of here before she finds something to say. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
You want to be like me so bad. Good night, y'all.
Good night.